Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the farm. Since the field we were cutting last night is literally a stone's throw that way, maybe 100 feet, we unhooked the head, brought the combine in, we're fueling it up, and we can kind of decide what we want to do today. The remaining beans are very green. I think that they were testing moisture-wise, but our grain bin is about full that we're going to put the soybeans in, so we're not sure that we want to cut those and leave them on a truck if they do happen to be wet. Rumor has it that our S780 should be coming back to the farm this morning. The service department at Alliance Tractor wanted to give it one last stress test before they sent it home. They wanted to make sure it wasn't going to fall apart on the road or in the field, and we have to do this all over again. So I'm very optimistic we're going to have that back to full speed. We'll have two beasts running, covering a lot of acres with soybeans. Or certainly a lot more than we were with just the 670. We're going to get started, but before we do, everyone make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment down below. It is one of the cheapest and easiest ways that you can support the channel. Every time you interact with the videos, it helps me out a ton. If you're wanting to do something a little bit extra, go check out the merchandise for the channel down below in the description. I partnered with Farm Focus to bring you guys some awesome gear. I appreciate all of you for tuning in and all of your support, no matter how big or how small. Let's get to work. How'd you manage that?
I don't know.
Where is it, inside dual?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really flat.
Yeah.
Probably all those soybeans we've been putting on these trucks. Those tires are, man, that's in pretty good shape, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have ran something through it. Oh yeah, it's way off the rim. Wonder how long you've been driving like that for.
Probably last night. Oh yeah, it's run.
Did you think that was patchable?
Well, I didn't see that on the inside.
Oh yeah, it's completely done for. I'm still proud of my work up here. Piles all centered. Almost split a little bit there on the right side. Actually, probably could have fit another 50 bushels on this truck. In order to fix that tire, we probably need to get the grain off the trailer. It's not required, but it makes the process much easier. It doesn't really matter though, because that truck was scheduled to go about 50 feet to this dump here. We're gonna try and finish off this bean bin. There's not that much room left in it. Our logistical fleet is getting a little bit of a switcheroo right now. We're keeping the old 10 speed in action. We're pulling this 9200 with the sketchy transmission out of commission, dollying down the trailer, just gonna pull it out of the way. It works, it's just not reliable. We're gonna hook up the 9400i that was down in the shop. Walking on sunshine.
Your combine's ready, buddy.
Is it? Did you double check everything?
He's done with everything. Hadn't got to the radio yet, but...
Oh, well. At this point, the radio's relative, Chris. We're just glad to have it back.
I figured that's what you wanted.
Yeah. Don't keep it on account of the radio. He's got a blown tire. 780's done. Someone's got a blown tire. 780's done. I think we're gonna count our blessings right there. The 780's done. Tire can be fixed. That's really a net positive for the morning. Got hot in here overnight. Perfect. Ice cold. The 36-foot bean bin is almost full. Dad's gonna climb up there and verify that we don't overfill the bin. Usually you want your grain as high as possible without coming out the eaves. So he's gonna sit up there and watch that. It appears that he may be waving us off already. 475 bushels! Yep. Dad closed the lid, that means the bin's full. So we're gonna have to load this on a truck and take it to the elevator. I guess there's never a bad thing about not having enough room for your beans. Maybe we should count our blessings that Dad went up there and double checked to make sure the level of that bin and see how much room we had. Because Jeff and I were not paying attention at all when we were dumping that hopper bottom. We were just letting her eat. So we very easily could have ran it over the side. That probably would have had us making use of our emergency shovel. With the completion of that load, I have the first yield results of those Pioneer 3 9-extend beans. This is the tiny field, so the only reason I have the answers to. We had 1,698 bushels, and that farm is 20.62 acres. Well, that didn't make any sense at all. 6.2. That farm made 82.369. You know what that means. There she is in all of her glory. and all fixed up. Hopefully she runs for the rest of the season. Somehow it still has a bunch of mud on it. Amazing. As long as I don't get a phone call in the next 5 minutes, is it safe to say the combine is good to go? The moving was the problem. The hydrostatic pump and the motor are what are responsible for driving the combine down the road. He seemed to be running just fine other than throwing a little bit of mud. We're waiting in this entrance right here because we're gonna hook up the head here. We're not gonna cut our bean field here. These are 3/8 Extend Flex beans. We have some 3/5s down this road and then to the east a little bit. It's a lot easier to hook up here on the country road versus the highway. Since this highway over here isn't really high traffic this time of day, we'll just road the Draper on the combine, pull into the steep entrance to the field, cut it, and then we can bring the other combine later if we want to. Hopefully we have no problems. Fingers crossed, everyone. Say a quick prayer for our luck. Maybe it'll change at this point. Dad is very paranoid, and rightfully so, that someone was gonna steal his Starfire 6000 dome. So he took it off when the combine was sitting dead out in the field and never put it back on. These 3/8 are a little tough still, some green stems. I think they'd probably cut today if we wanted to. I put them about 15 to 16% moisture. That'd be about an hour to 2 hour wait. Theoretically, the shorter season 3/5 should be a little bit drier. Doesn't always work that way though. We've had an overcast morning, the sun is just poking through. It's warm and unfortunately kind of humid. I can feel it right now. There's a little bit of dew on the grass, enough to cause the moisture to hold on those beans. Well, here comes the combine. I would have thought the Draper would be here by now. Woo-wee! Nice to hear that hydrostat whine. Might as well put the dome on now. Here comes the Draper. Easy. Easy. Whoa! He almost needs a wide load banner on the back. That's only a 30-foot Draper. Some guys go down the road with 40s and 45s. Oh, there's our tile for our big tile project. Didn't even know that was here. Come on, boss, you gotta open the hopper. All I can hear right now in my head is Back in Black by AC/DC. Still a little tough. I don't know. Definitely drier than that other field. You want a little bit of firmness, but you don't want it to crack. I put about 14%. We'll see what the monitor says. S780's been back in the field for 5 minutes and technical assistance has already been requested. You trying to calibrate?
Yeah.
You go here, applications, Starfire,
And then see Starfire.
receivers, and then
Calibrate.
one of these pages. Oh, right there, set up, calibrate. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Combine showing high 14s, low 15s. We're gonna give a little time. Killing some time and moving the drive over out of the way. We're gonna take advantage of our drying period this morning to move the Draper and the combine down to the field, and we're gonna service this Draper. Whew, that's soybean harvest right there. There's a couple cutter bar issues that need fixed. Some sickles are broken, guards are broken, and unfortunately it's not always possible to change them when it's sitting on the head cart. We might as well take it down to the field, hook it up, and we'll work on it there. It's always useful to check and make sure the head cart's actually strapped down. You never know with the employees of this outfit. Sometimes they leave it on there for the day and forget to put it down. So you always should look before you leave. Together again. It's like a love story. And now we maintain things. Already found a sickle that needs changed. And obviously bad sickle section, a slightly worn guard, doesn't have much of an edge here. We've got it off, we might as well replace it. As I say that, Dad drives away with all of the tools and parts. Nice. One thing we've noticed about the repair process on this, if a guard or sickle section is giving us a lot of trouble trying to fit in, if we lower the hydroflex pressure all the way off, it seems to conform to what we want much easier. Just for a refresher, the hydroflex pressure is how much weight is pressed against the cutter bar. So underneath here, if your hydroflex pressure is 1,000 plus PSI, it's pushing down on this a lot harder, meaning there's not gonna be as much flex in the cutter bar. If you back it all the way off into the low hundreds, it usually is much more pliable. Now that's a loose term because it's not really pliable to us, but if it was cutting, it would conform to the ground much easier. Looks like the work of Michelangelo himself. It also helps to sometimes manually turn the cutter bar with the belt. That's my least favorite job.
Nope, hold it there, man.
Add them to the scrap pile. You can never underestimate the value of a good pry bar. We replace one belt brand new, and then you look over at the other one, you got a 6+ inch hole forming. These darn belts. Another hole there, another hole there. Seeing as my sister, the S780 operator, is not here, and Dad is running right now, we might as well take this thing for a little bit of a spin. What are they testing? 10%, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kind of wet. Need to talk the boss into transitioning to the A+ heading method for the auto steer and not the A+B, so I don't have to drive down to mimic his line. 2 combines running. Everything is perfectly balanced, as it should be. These beans are running high 60s, low 70s. We're not even cutting 3 rows over there. It's very easy to see where all the water ran through the field with all those massive rainfalls we had. Doing a pretty good job picking them up. On a small field like this though, areas like that are really gonna hurt our yield. These are flat out here. That is not what you wanna see. We're leaving a ton of beans on the ground. That is not good. And it's not the reel, folks. I lifted it all the way up just to check. I stopped reeling the beans in, and we were still losing that many. Combine steering itself, I might as well get on TikTok or something. You want me to go get the grain card, or you want me to keep running this till Katie shows up?
Be right here, so.
Sounds good. Seems like my days are numbered here. These 3.5 beans have been disappointing so far. This is a very wet farm though, so kind of makes sense for what we're seeing this year. You're all in for a treat. I'm gonna try and load the truck. Other than the difficulties with depth perception, this auger is much more forgiving than the grain cart. Looks like my time here is done. Back to reality. Chris ran me back to the grain cart. I'm gonna head over to the field and we should be running full speed. Very happy about that. It's only 5 days late, but both combines are in action. Looks like my grandpa's cutting beans. Well, that was very untimely. Thanks for backing down, Stan. Doesn't usually happen like that. Oh, great. Those look dusty. Cutting some beans. Combine operators? What's up with the row of shame here? Or rows of shame? At least the beans look good right here. Can't say the same about the rest of the field. Cleaning up the last through. Looks like my dad's about to run Katie over. Jumping them out and heading to the next field. He's heading down the road. Katie's gonna dump hers. Moving fields. Oh, I hope we don't have to buy a new stop sign. Oh, looks like we're good. So that wasn't the wisest place to park my truck. At least I put the windows up, jeez. These are the same 3 9 Pioneer beans that we have back home. A lot of green leaves in them as well. They look really good here on the end, but this is a very wet farm. The light ground is going to do very well because light ground likes a lot of water. There are ponds out there though, they're gonna have next to nothing. Those are perfect. I bet those are 13. Let's see. What are they testing?
12.5 to 14.
Perfect guess. It's hard being perfect. I'm 2 for 2 on moisture checks today. We somehow managed to catch the trucks. I'd say the elevator in yoga is slow again. Taking advantage of it and moving the head carts over to the new fields. Katie's over there cutting with the S780. Dad's over there being chatty Cathy with the neighbors, and Jeff's showing up, so I gotta wait on Dad because I need his beans to load the truck. He must just be a socialite today. One combine's taking on the long rows, the other combine's taking on the point rows. Just flying through the acres right now, making up for lost time. Another passive shame. How are we managing this? That's what happens when you have a 30 and a 35-foot Draper. You end up with spots like that. It never ceases to amaze me when you catch the trucks with 2 combines. We're not even doing 25, 26, 2,700 bushels an hour. Easy to haul. And there comes Jeff right through there. The boss ran off to get something. I caught Katie with the grain cart. Do I take advantage and run the unattended 780? Was that even a question? Woo, this unloads fast. Engine's always slowed down. Fire up the separator. Fire up the head. Speed her up. Auto track is on. The beeping means we're auto steering. The trend that I've gathered this year is that the greener areas of the field are the highest yielding. Helps that there's 15% moisture there. Average yield isn't quite that high, around 75 across this field. Considering the amount of water damage it had, it's running pretty good. Is the proper term cutting beans or is it combining beans? Is it a potato-potato type deal? Some people say they combine beans, some people say they cut them. Whatever it is, you definitely don't pick beans. And you don't cut corn unless you're chopping silage. It's kind of a gamble. That helped a lot. So this is what it feels like to be the boss, everyone. And that only lasted a through. Back to employee things. Old Marto did bring me lunch though, so I gotta be appreciative of that. Got around the 670 today, the 780, and of course the grain cart. Thank goodness I don't have to drive a truck. Both combines are waiting on trucks again. Normally we would bring the third truck here to have kind of a temporary or overflow truck, but since that tire's blown out and it has not been fixed yet, it obviously can't come to the field. Bill and Stan are across the road here picking some corn with their 780. Frequent viewers of the channel, and sometimes you might see them in the comment section below. Let's go see what they're doing. A little bit more, Bill. Tiny bit more. Whoa. Oh, you got the old hand crank. Looks like pretty good corn. I've got 2 trucks waiting on me now. Double action right here. That's when you know you're behind. Cart's loading the truck, combine's loading the cart. Since we have some time to kill, we might as well check out some sweet merch of mine from Farm Focused. Here is the large-scale gardening t-shirt. I really like the ambiance here. You got some barns, you got some bins, you got some tractors, a crop, a spray plane because they're sweet, a nice blue cloudy sky. Check it out on Farm Focused. There's only a couple acres left to combine here. They're gonna have plenty of grain tank capacity to get that done. I'm gonna go get the head trailer for this truck. I think we're gonna move to another field. It's a little bit more. That's a two-handed project. Time to move. Dad's taking the 780, I'm taking the 735 FD. We're gonna cut a sample. It's just down the road, but unfortunately we cannot head it with the combines. Katie's gonna stay here and wait for a sit rep. It's dry enough, she's gonna come over. I am going 20 miles an hour right now. Okay, I lied. 22 miles an hour. Any faster than this, and this cart is all over the place. The combine can literally go down the road faster than me because I can't control this thing. Doing the combine turn around in the middle of the road trick. Hey, we pay our taxes, we get to use it too. They are at an adequate moisture. So we're gonna go get the other truck and trailer and grain cart. First we gotta wait on Katie to show up. We had her delayed though, so she shouldn't be here for another 5 minutes. Wow, she puts the ladder in for road travel.
After I went over the overpass.
After she went through the narrowest part. That's better than after you ripped it off. Look at us being good people and sharing the road with another farmer. We can all get along. And we can spy on my grandpa. Looks like he's done cutting beans over there. Don't have time to help Katie. The combine requests my presence. Oh, he full. Woo! Good thing I showed up. The elevator closes at 7. It's 6:35-ish. We've already kind of had a bottleneck with trucks getting down there, dumping, and getting back. So we're going to cut as much as we can, and then we're probably going to have to quit for the night. We loaded the grain cart with dry beans. That way tomorrow morning we can start about an hour earlier since we have some stuff to blend off with. As I'm sure you can tell though, that means it's the end of the night. We're gonna pull the plug. Everyone, I really appreciate you tuning in. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below if you have any questions. You know I love to talk about farming. Have a great day everyone. Peace!